What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Where on earth do I start from here? I'm losing my thoughts. I'm losing control. I just cannot keep up with the ever development of the European Super League. But before I do crack on with this video, and it's really good news in terms for Manchester City as far as I'm concerned, then do subscribe to my channel, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. I'm optimistic for the future. I'm optimistic that my channel will be able to continue and I'll be able to put out Manchester City content for you guys. I'm ecstatic about that. So plenty more Manchester City content to come. Do subscribe. My social media, if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, my email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video, and most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below with what you make of this whole fiasco. And I can't really think of another word for it, if I'm completely honest. I think it's a complete farce. It's a fiasco. Right, so the latest developments are we've had no official club statement as of right now of me filming this video. That might come out. I'm not expecting it to come out, by the way, but that might come out whilst I'm editing the video, or I'm uploading the video, or after I've put this video out there. I don't know. I don't know if we're expecting a statement or if that's going to come out or not. I'm hoping we do to get further clarification on this, but the indication is the European Super League, it's fallen flat on its bum. That's completely done for now. Manchester City were the first of 2 or 3 clubs that have had doubts about this European Super League and have decided to withdraw from it. City are believed, according to sources, to be the first club to have done so. Chelsea very close behind Manchester City in doing so. 2 clubs apparently that were backed into a corner to join the European Super League, who seemed reluctant to do so, but chose to join anyway, which is where my problem was lying, why City haven't done what Bayern Munich and lots of other German teams and other clubs have done, which is, when facing up to the reality, just say, we don't want to be part of that, we don't need the money, and everything would have been fine and dandy for Manchester City. Would have been sitting here smelling the roses, putting our feet up, laughing about everything else, but unfortunately we're dragged into this. We're fully a part of this, and because we're fully a part of this, we're probably going to have to accept the aftermath of what follows from this, and right now I do not know what that is going to be. But it's good news for football, really good news for English football and for football around the world, in my opinion, that this European Super League won't be given the go-ahead. What I think is very important from where we go from here, UEFA have already approved and announced the new Champions League format that's going to kick in 2 or 3 years. I think it's 2024 it's going to kick in. Their new format, if you haven't gone and checked out their new format, then all you need to do, Google it and you will find their new format. It includes extending the Champions League, which means there's going to be more games, and because of that, in terms of English football, it probably means that Manchester City and the other clubs that qualify for the Champions League, they're not going to be able to compete in the Carabao Cup, which annually, I love our trip in February to Wembley for the Carabao Cup final. I like winning the competition, and I'm hoping that Manchester City can remain in that, but with the proposal that's been put forward from UEFA, that probably cannot happen. So to me, I don't really get it, because I think there's nothing wrong with the Champions League format. I get they're trying to spice up the group stage a little bit. I'm not too sure on suggestions on how UEFA can do that, but the format really works. 8 groups of 4, that worked perfectly fine. We have a last 16. And we move on from there. They want to make it into 36 teams to compete for the Champions League, obviously from 32, so they want to put in an extra 4 teams. They wanting to change the format up a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm keen on the new format or not, if I'm completely honest. I'd probably have to see it in practice to see actually on paper what that physically looks like, transferring it from on paper to on the screen, and what that's like for the clubs and stuff. But yeah, with more games coming about, I'm not sure. I'm always a big believer, if it's not broken, why fix it? And to me, the Champions League, it doesn't need fixing. So I think that's a big shame. And I'm hoping now that we can start turning our attention away from the European Super League and all eyes on the Champions League, the Europa League, and more specifically onto the governing body, UEFA. I think that's where the next problem lies. Obviously, relations between these 12 clubs that have joined the European Super League and UEFA are fragile, to say the absolute least. And how UEFA move forward and how these 12 clubs move forward now is extremely important. People are speaking about punishments, are speaking about a European ban for these clubs, and I cannot rule that out right now. And from the stance that where we're at with what we've done to English football, like I said, we'd probably have to accept that. However, I'm not too sure with the amount of money that's brought in by these clubs into UEFA and into the Champions League, whether UEFA could afford to say that these clubs have a European ban or not. It's different situations for different clubs. I mean, Real Madrid, Barcelona, the Italian clubs, they need the money. They really need the money, and through desperation is why they've joined this league. It's why it's been formed, to try and generate more money to solve their financial crisis. So from their end, completely understand it. But from the English end, the Premier League generates so much money that it's just wanting more money. It's greed, and it's just bringing the integrity of football and the English game, bringing it down with it. And the professional football players, a lot of them seem very against it. They want the right that you can rise up through the leagues, you can compete for the biggest competitions in the world, and you do it through merit, and that's extremely important. And this new format announced by UEFA, they're wanting their elite, their prestigious teams to make sure they're in it season after season, no matter what. There's flaws in what UEFA's proposals have been put forward, and that needs targeting next. It does. UEFA stance on racism, it needs targeting because it stinks, it's rubbish. Their elitism at UEFA, it's horrendous. The corruption there, it's horrendous. All attention should turn towards UEFA and trying to force them into better reforms. Basically, everything's going quite crazy if rumours are to be believed. Ed Woodward's going to be leaving Manchester United. The person in charge at Juventus, he's going to be leaving as well. There's even been questions that Khaldoon Mubarak could leave Manchester City, which I sincerely hope isn't true. I don't know if Manchester City watch my videos or not. I've not been given an indication that they do, but if they do, then hello Man City, thank you for watching. And if Khaldoon, if a message is passed on, or if he's paying attention to the fans through YouTube and things like that, then a direct message from me, a Manchester City supporter. You want to improve relations with fans, you need to follow the steps, and the first thing that needs to happen is an apology sent out, not just to Manchester City fans, but to everyone involved in football, that we've made a mistake. Own up to your mistake. Don't be like some of the others. I can accuse Ed Woodward here of he's just backing down, he's being a coward, he's walking away rather than owning up to his mistake. I want Manchester City to own up to their mistake, apologise for this fiasco, and for us to explain ourselves, explain our situation, explain why we've done what we have done and what we're going to do to make it right. And like I said, if that means accepting some punishments that come our way, we accept some punishments that come our way. Moving forward for Manchester City from there, we need to make sure that we are keeping the integrity of the English football game there. We're making sure that things like this never happen again, and I'm hoping also that fans will be given a voice. I think the club, this whole situation would have been resolved if they just consulted fans and realised how negative this would have been to Manchester City fans, that they wouldn't have to have pursued it and we wouldn't have joined, and would have had the last laugh ultimately. And all that needed to happen was consult fans. Been mass protests, not just from Manchester City, Chelsea in particular have had a mass protest, and football fans have really voiced their opinions about how bad this idea was. And it just seems to me like the club and the owners and the people in charge at these football clubs are so detached away from reality, so detached away from fans, that it's something that I'm never going to forget. And the reality, the harsh reality of that, makes me extremely sad, makes me upset to be a Manchester City fan, that's what we're thought of, that's how we're treated, that we don't have an opinion, that we care about money and we don't care about you. That's how it feels to me, and the club need to own up to that. They need to apologise for that. If wanting everyone to move forward from this, obviously there's going to be a lot of people out there that will continue to support Manchester City. They'll be delighted with this news, and I'm absolutely delighted with this news as well. But there's steps now forward to try and heal the damage that we have caused with us and the other 11 clubs involved in this. There needs to be something done about this. We need to be making sure that we're using the power that these clubs have got to make sure that the integrity of the game is put back intact and it's stronger than ever. We need to be making sure that we do that. How we do that, I'll leave you guys in the comments to discuss how that can be done, but there's lots of steps that Manchester City can go about this. I'm hoping that we're not just going to keep quiet and hope this all blows over and we try and dust it under the carpet, because we don't deserve that as fans. We deserve an explanation, we deserve an apology for this. It's quite frankly, it isn't good enough. And the positions that we've all been put in, the fact that I'm not wanting to wear a Manchester City shirt, the fact that people are slandering the club, and I'm having to sit there and I'm having to say, well, actually, everything that you're saying, I agree with. I think it's true. I think that Manchester City, if we continue to pursue down this path, should be chucked out of the league. We should be banned from Europe. Thankfully, we've made the correct decision. I've been calling for it for the past 36 hours for the correct decision to be made. We have made the correct decision if all these rumours are to be believed. So well done to Manchester City. That's the first step. We now need to make sure we're moving towards reforms with UEFA. We're making sure that these ridiculous ideas that are coming about from UEFA are sorted out with their new proposals. We're making sure that we're going to the drawing board and there's an agreement put in place to make sure that if you're getting into the Champions League, it's earned no matter what. That's it. You earn your way into the Champions League, not who you are, you get put in. No, you earn your way in there. And like I said, the system that we've got at the moment, it works. Why does it need to be fixed? Why do we need all these new ideas and everything coming out, changing for the sake of change? Sometimes change isn't good, and we need to, we need to be addressing that and using the powers that we've got to be doing good from here. City, under Sheikh Mansour, under Khaldoon Mubarak, at every step and every turn have always made the correct decision that was right for the business and for the football club. This move wasn't right. I feel like it's the first mistake that we've made. And I don't want Khaldoon to leave. I don't want Sheikh Mansour to leave. They've done nothing but good to Manchester City and to our prestigious, historic football club. I want them to stay. I do want them, though, to own up to this. I want them to explain why. I want them to apologise, and I want them to tell us the next steps forward. And if they tick all them boxes, I'm more than happy to sit here and forgive Manchester City and take what comes at us at face value, and we move forward from there. We'll see what happens. Like I said, things are changing left, right and centre. In the 12 minutes that I've done in this video so far, things have probably changed in them 12 minutes. I mean, I've already got, what, 16 notifications on Twitter that I'm going to have to work my way through. Things are ever changing. There's obviously going to be updates going into tomorrow. I'm going to have my live stream out for the Aston Villa game. I imagine that's going to be more of a Q&A and keeping everyone up to date with the latest developments with things happening, rather than just doing a full-on live watch-along. So if you want more of my thoughts and you want to tweet me, you want to ask me questions and things like that, then do feel free to come and join me on that live watch-along. I'll have the link out. Not too sure if it'll be out already or I'll have it out at some point, but it'll be out at some point, okay, for everybody to go and set their reminders for. So I will see you all for that. What I want Manchester City to do now, I want us to own up. I want us to make sure we're moving forward with fans' voice to be heard, and ultimately making sure we're a better club than what we have been before. We've made one mistake. Hopefully it won't be too much of a bad setback for us. We've done things correctly in walking away and being the first club to do so. We need to make sure now we're repairing the damage, and in the long-term future, we're sorting this out. I mean, in 2-3 seasons' time, this will all be forgotten about, and people, well, you know, people move on, and people move on very quickly as well. So for Manchester City, it's all about doing the right thing, and like I said, apologising is just the first thing that Manchester City need to do. That might already be out. I do not know. I've not checked my phone, so fingers crossed that does happen. So yeah, they're my thoughts pretty much. I don't really think I've got too much to add. If you want my thoughts on the European Super League and stuff, just go and check out that 20-minute video that I did yesterday with all of my thoughts, and I'm sure there'll be more developments within the next 24 hours, so do stay tuned for that live stream. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for the continued support, and I'll see you all again for that live watch along.